quick close-up of home before I dig into this. Looks good. Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you all are doing great today, and welcome back to Dad's Budget Bites, that kitchen where budget meets flavor. They come together so good. At the end of our last video, we spun our cooking wheel here. We got dinner, so what we're going to be cooking up today are chicken fajitas. They're pretty quick to make, they're pretty cheap, and they're packed with flavor. So let's get into it, and let's cook. Here's what we're going to be using today to cook up these delicious chicken fajitas with. So we have a couple pounds of chicken, we have our fajita seasoning, bell pepper, onion, we have our fajita tortillas here, salt and pepper in the back, and then lime juice. The first thing you want to do is slice up your onions and peppers. So you want to keep these in relatively long slices. So I cut the sides off the onion, I cut them in half from top to bottom, and then you just cut them in little slices, and this is what you end up with. So nice perfect slices for fajitas. And then with the peppers, cut off the top, seed it, and then you just want to make slices going a long way. And that's what you want. Perfect slices for fajitas. I'll break up this onion. Get the pieces separated. But yeah. So that's what you want. And then with the chicken, you could either cook it prior, or what I like to do is I like to cut it up with some kitchen shears and cook everything up together. You know, it saves a little bit of time that way, but whatever your preference is perfectly fine. I like to cut this little tendon thing that's usually on there. So we cut that off. If you are going to cut it ahead of time, you know, just make sure you watch your fingers, you know, take your time, cut it slowly. But I cut it in half the long way. And then carefully, you just want to cut it into, got some skin there, cut it into slices. All right, so that's that. We got our little slices of chicken. We got our slices of pepper and onion. And now we can go on to the next step. The first thing you want to do is you want to break out your big cast iron skillet. If you don't have a cast iron skillet, a non-stick pan works well too. You just want to have a larger sized one. So I have that going with a couple tablespoons of olive oil. That's been heating up now for about 5 minutes. So what I like to start with is the chicken, because we want to make sure that has enough time to fully cook through. So we get the chicken in there. The pan should be nice and hot. We have our chicken pre-sliced. Saves a little bit of time in the long run. And then we just want to add the onions too. So the onions are in there. If I forgot to mention it, the pan was warming up on a medium heat. So you want to do it between a medium and a medium high heat, depending on how hot your stovetop gets. So I'm going to give these probably about a 3-minute head start. We're like half cook the chicken and onions, say, and then it's going to be time to add the peppers. Our chicken and onions been cooking up now for about 3 minutes, and now's a good time to add the peppers. Again, these are all pre-sliced. Ready to go. That's 2 medium bell peppers. The color doesn't really matter much. I went with yellow and red today because the colors look nice, and they were on sale. All right, so we're going to cook this up. Now we want to give this a few minutes, and you do kind of want to flip and stir pretty regularly through the process to make sure everything's cooked uniformly. All right, so yeah, I'll let this go for 3 to 5 minutes, and then we could add the other ingredients. This has been going now for about 9 minutes in total, stirring it pretty frequently. Once the chicken was mostly cooked, well, I cranked it from a 5.5 up to a 7. So again, once the chicken was mostly cooked, to make sure it's cooked through, I did crank the heat up to, you know, kind of start the browning process. So the chicken is cooked through at this point. Peppers and onions are looking good. The veggies made like a decent amount of liquid. Oh, real quick too, I did go with the chicken tenderloins. I like using chicken tenderloins as opposed to the breasts because they're smaller, they're easier to work with, and the tenderloin is actually part of the breast, so you know you're not sacrificing anything there. And then I went with the pre-done fajita seasoning, but if you wanted to make your own, you know that's perfectly fine too. I was missing a couple of the ingredients, but if you did make your own, all you need is a little bit of salt, cumin, black pepper, onion powder, paprika, and chili powder. I believe that's everything you need to make your own fajita mix. I was missing a couple of those things though, so I went with the packets. On this channel, it's all about providing the best value and using what you have. So I actually happen to have a couple of fajita seasoning packets already from you know, a prior time, probably the last time I made these. Now is a good time to add salt and pepper. A little bit of pepper. Oop, a little bit of salt. And our fajita seasoning. Put that in. And now we could turn the heat back down a little. So I turned it from a 7 to a 4. Mix this together. And the last thing you want to do, or the last thing I do anyway, is add the lime juice. So I add that right at the end when it's when the stovetop is off, but it's still on the heat. So I add the lime juice, mix that in, and at that point, your fajitas are done. All right, looking good, smelling good. Everything's getting mixed together. At this point, this has been cooking for about 12 or 13 minutes in total. The heat's now off. It's still, the pan is still pretty hot. You know, it's sizzling still a little bit. Cast iron definitely retains that heat. But yeah, this is looking great, smelling great. And now the last step is to add the lime juice. So as a general rule, or at least a rule I go by, it's about a tablespoon of lime juice per pound of chicken. So I'm using about 2 pounds of chicken. So I have about 2 tablespoons of lime juice. Add that in. Give it one final mix. All right, so next we could plate this and try it out and see how we did. Hey everyone, ladies, gents, we're now at the best part of the video where we get to taste what we made, gauge our performance, and see if we could do anything better for next time. So I could have made my own fajita mix today. Unfortunately, I was missing chili powder and onion powder, which are 2 necessary seasonings to accomplish that. I used the next best thing. I had a couple fajita seasoning packets already from a prior time, so that's what we used. On this channel, it's all about providing great food on a budget. So that's what we did today. So let me give you a quick close-up of home before I dig into this. Looks good. Simple, easy, pretty cheap, and packed with flavor. And relatively healthy too. You know, lots of protein from the chicken. You got the veggies with the peppers and the onions. So I topped mine with some sour cream and some sharp shredded cheddar. You know, guacamole works well too, but that's what I use today. So yeah, let's give it a shot and see how we did. Fajitas never disappoint. If you haven't tried making your own fajitas at home, please give this recipe a shot. Let me know how you like it. Let me know if you would approve upon anything or if it was great as is. But yeah, this is great. I've made these, easily a dozen times, and they're always a hit. So yeah, try it for you and your family. Get back to me and let me know how you like it. So now we're at the last part of the video where we spin our wheel to set up the next video to give us an idea of what we're going to be making for next time. So we ended on dinner. That's what prompted us to make the fajitas. We'll give it a good spin, see what we have in store for next time. Round and around. All right, breakfast. We got breakfast. We're going to be making something for breakfast next time. Please be sure to tune in for that. That'll be fun. If you got anything out of that video, please hit that thumbs up. I certainly do appreciate it. Please drop me a comment, share it with your friends and family. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. I appreciate you guys. And until next time, I'll see you all next time.